Hello everyone. Welcome to TaxExterminator.com, where we kill taxes dead. I'm going to show you how to reduce your taxes legally beginning today. I'm your host, Brent Jordan, veteran tax attorney, former UCLA adjunct professor, and current district court trial judge. The title of this webinar is The 12 Biggest Tax Mistakes That Cost Business Owners Thousands of Dollars Each Year. The legal authority for this webinar is the IRS Tax Code, United States Treasury Regulations and Tax Court Rulings, and the IRS Revenue Procedures, Private Letter Rulings, Publications, Manual, and Tax Forms. Today's segment is entitled No Audit Proofing. If you have proper audit proofing, you should have no fear whatsoever of the IRS. Instead, the IRS should fear you. Before we begin, have a little bit of humor. The IRS auditor is looking over the tax return of the taxpayer whose eyes are coming out with fear, and the auditor says, "I haven't found anything wrong with your books yet, but it's okay for you to go ahead and worry a bit longer." What I'm going to share with you today is IRS Audit Paranoia, a TaxBot app that you can have on your smartphone, the use of calendar, and receipts. Most business owners always wonder, what's the chances of being audited? As you know, it seems like at the beginning of each new year, there's some celebrity that gets thrown in prison for tax evasion. You think the IRS plans it at the beginning of the year, right before April 15th? Well, what do you think? In any event, here's the basic recent statistics for how often people or business entities are audited by the IRS. On average, individuals are audited less than 0.5% up to 2.3%. That means at the most, approximately 2 individuals out of 100 taxpayers are audited every year. Now, with a business entity involving a sole proprietorship, that figure goes up to about 6.4%. So approximately 6 out of 100 business owners who run their business as a sole proprietorship are audited by the IRS. Now look at the S corporation. Wow. Less than 1%, literally 1/2 of 1 of 100 S corporations are audited by the IRS. But because of that figure, many business owners recently became S corporations, and it appears that the IRS is on the move to enhance this audit percentage. Finally, with C corporations, it's about 2% at tops. Once again, that means 2 out of every 100 corporations are audited on a particular year. Those are very, very low numbers. Basically, the IRS keeps you in fear based on publicity. Check this out. Go to taxbot.com. Here's an app that you can use for your deductions each year, such as snapping pictures of receipts at restaurants, GPS mileage tracking of your vehicle to determine your business miles, This has full IRS compliance tracking, and you can integrate it with your bank account. And all records for your personal security are stored in a cloud. This takes all the paperwork away. This makes it so much easy for you to keep yourself IRS audit proof. In addition, you should always have a monthly calendar, such as the one shown in this photograph, where you open each page and there's one of 12 months. And for example, let's say you go for a business lunch with a client. You'll record the cost of the lunch, the date you went, the description of who you went with, the business purpose, and finally, your business relationship. If you do that, make sure you do it contemporaneous with the scheduled meeting at the restaurant. Do not wait until the end of the month or your deduction will not be permitted. Finally, keep your receipts. Business credit cards, canceled checks, and the photography through either the TaxBot app or your smartphone. Ronald Reagan once said, "Government's view of the economy could be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it." There's a treasure chest of free money buried in your business. Claim it today. This concludes our webinar entitled "The 12 Biggest Tax Mistakes That Cost Business Owners Thousands of Dollars Each Year." This was segment number 12 of 12 segments. It was entitled "No Audit Proofing." So, on behalf of TaxExterminator.com, the home of the Proactive Tax Plan, I want to thank you for joining me here today, and I wish you all happy tax reduction planning for today, tomorrow, and your entire life. For a limited time only, I'm giving away a free copy of my tax strategy book entitled 10 Powerful Tax Strategies That Pass IRS Scrutiny. I published the book with Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble, and you can obtain a free copy right now, today, at TaxExterminator.com.